I'm Michael Fox, and this is the Prospector News Podcast. And I have joining me today a longtime friend and associate. I have Mike Stark, the CEO and president of Arizona Gold and Silver Exploration. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you, Michael. Pleasure to be here.
Yes, last time we did this, I had your geo on, and we talked about a number of drill results. Today, we're going to take those results and take them into the metallurgical realm. But before we do that, let's give our audience who may not be familiar with your company an overview.
Be glad to. First of all, the company is Arizona Gold and Silver, and our flagship property is the Philadelphia property, and we're currently exploring the largest low sulfidation system in all of Arizona. I think I can proudly say that. We are now 1.6 kilometers long of a continuous strike length of mineralization. Very proud to have this working with us right now.
Yeah, every time more and more results keep coming, I get more and more impressed with the potential of this property, and I get excited to see where things are going to go ahead. We want to talk about the metallurgical today. Back in 2020, you guys ran a number of metallurgical tests on the property and had some really good results. And then last week you came up with some more metallurgical tests. Again, very good results. But why two tests in such a short period of time?
Good question, Michael. First of all, we're dealing with a wide area, 1.6 kilometers. So between that, there's a change of rocks in this case. And as a result, Greg wanted to be absolutely sure that the same metrics or close to the same metrics of recovery would be there. And very thankfully, the blessing has been put on us again. We retrieved 90 to 97% in 90 days. This test will go 120 days. So it may even be as good as what we did in 2020, which was 94 to 99% return. This material absolutely beautifully leaches on a leach system. And that's the easiest and the most economical way to extract mineralization in today's world. And therefore, this is going to be a delight for anybody that's looking at developing this in the future, that they will have these metrics guaranteed.
And if I understand the leach process correctly, that's a very low cost, so it keeps the operating costs of a potential mine down, correct?
Exactly. This is the lowest way to go about extracting mineralization without having more cost involved. It's the cheapest and it's the most economical, but it's also the most favorable as well.
That's perfect. Now, the two sites where the tests were done from, how far apart were they? As you say, you've got like a 1.6 kilometer strike line, or is like one at the far side of one end and the other one at the far side of the other end?
Pretty much, Michael. Yeah, they were spread out along that entire distance, and we covered most of the first testing was done in the south end. This has been our most recent drilling, which was done up to the north end. So again, it's covered the entire area. The simple fact is, if you have a resource or a discovery or a deposit and it doesn't leach, it's basically worthless. Well, we've now ticked a very big box in the economics and the value of this deposit that is continuously growing.
Outstanding. Now, in between those 2 points, could there be other surprises as far as the metallurgy, or is it pretty consistent between the two now?
We now have a basis that it's consistent for the entire length. That's correct. The unknown will lie to the east, which we haven't explored yet, or if in due course we would like to be drilling into the Red Hills, but we've already covered the outside of those Red Hills in this testing, and we were very successful, as you can see.
Yeah, no, definitely. So this is all good news. So we've had numerous drill results. We're starting to build up a resource where we've got the metallurgy that says that this is going to be successful as a mine in a heap leach process. What's the company's plans for this summer, and how is this project going to move forward?
Well, we've had some good news lately, and we will continue, I would hope, in the very near future to put out another set of news. We do have drill results coming back from the drilling that was just completed. We also have a BLM permit that we're anxiously waiting for that I believe will be here in the coming weeks. And that will allow us to test the Red Hills, which is the designated area where we believe the root or the source of this mineralization is coming from. This is exciting times for us. This has been long waited for, and we've been very patient about it. But I believe we'll have that soon. And once we do, that's the next stage of drilling, is to commence the drilling on the deep holes down into the root, what we believe, is the root of the system, where the more favorable grades and long lengths will hopefully exist.
That's exciting news. And how long between the permit and the drills start to turn?
That could be, matter of fact, that's a loaded question. Let's get the permit, and then we have discussions with drillers right now, but it means nothing until the permit's in place. But no, we're actively seeking that right now.
Perfect. And while all this was going on in the background, I see you've added a little bit more bench strength to your organization.
Yeah, we're very pleased to have Cathy on board. I've known Cathy for a couple of years now, and we met, I guess it was back in the AME show in Reno. And Greg took quite a shine to the young lady, being that she's so versed and she's so talented in her field. And she's a person that can see the big picture quickly. Again, with her new, and when I say new, I mean, let's go with Greg's experience, 45 years, and let's go with Cathy, recently 20 years in the business, but recent exposure to new programs, technology on computers that is far advanced from when Greg was going to school, or many of the other geologists out there. And again, this isn't taken away from any one of them, but she comes with a bit of fire in her, and she certainly loves this project. Over and over again, we've discussed, and she basically said it in her quote, "There's a lot more here on Philadelphia than we are currently aware of." And I like that statement. I mean, we've always believed that as well, but she's pushing to see more evidence of the eastern section of our property, which we will get to. But at the same token, all this data that she's capable of producing comes out very, very quickly because of her computer skills and because of her very distinguished background.
Yeah, just so the audience knows, where did you guys poach her from?
She's actually a Vancouver resident. So we've had a couple of conversations over the last 3-4 months together. And we finally, I asked if this would be an appealing position, and she jumped on the opportunity.
Outstanding. You know, good projects attract good people, and it's good to see the bench strength getting a lot stronger in your company as you keep moving this project forward. If our audience wants to continue to follow the story, how would they do so, Mike?
Well, one of the easiest is the old school way. Pick up the phone and give me a call. I'm always available. My phone number is at 604-833-4278. And email. We have a direct link to the info email on site, or you can email me directly at mike.stark@arizonagoldsilver.com.
Wonderful. And for those that know that I preach, always work with CEOs that call you back. Mike is one of those CEOs. So I look forward to seeing the next round of drill results and the plans after that permit comes out. Exciting times indeed for the company.
We're really looking forward to this as well, Michael, and we do have a lot of things coming down the pipe. Again, it's very, very good times for the company. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks very much, Mike.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Arizona Gold and Silver is a paid sponsor of the Prospector News. The host owns shares and warrants of the company purchased at the market for investment purposes. The Prospector News podcast is for educational purposes only. The opinions expressed are those of the participants and are not to be taken as investment advice. Listeners need to do their own due diligence and seek advice of a licensed investment advisor.